Welcome everybody to another episode of the Old Guard, the only podcast hosted by two OGs dedicated to the preservation of geek culture. This is your boy Wally and Rowls, and I'm joined, of course, by my partner in crime, the keeper of civility and order.
Yes, sir.
Royce.
What's going on, man?
Man, what's going on, man? It's been a lot going on. We got a lot going on, but we don't want to go into get into that as much as we want to get into what we. But it's been it's been a little while. Let's say that first of all.
We had an ice storm.
We had,
a lot of recovery from that, man.
Yeah, if you're not I would say it wasn't just our area,
right
here in Nashville, but it was but I heard it was our area was the most poorly prepared.
Right.
for it. So yeah, we've been digging out. They're still cleaning up trees, bro. And that happened in February. They're still cleaning up trees.
Boo this man.
Boo.
Yeah. Get the boo birds out.
Get the boo birds out. But we right now we good though. Yeah, we're thawed.
Yes.
And that's rather lovely day today.
Yes. Thank y'all for being patient with us. We are working on some things and
oh my God, we got some stuff in it. We got some coals on the fire, baby. You know what I'm saying? And we're looking forward to being able to share that hopefully with y'all pretty soon. But
yeah,
as it were, we are again thawed out finally. And it's a bit of a paradise if you see what I did there.
Yeah, I saw what you did there.
Because that's what we're going to be talking about. The series, season 2, Paradise. And you can, and for those of you who aren't aware, you can get that on Hulu.
Correct.
It's on Hulu. Hulu, owned by state-run media.
Oh boy!
In this dictatorial country that we call America. State-run media, but you can still get Hulu. You're not watching news, although the show pretty much mirrors some behavior of certain members of society.
Right.
Sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
Yeah. So
Paradise.
Keep me off the boards, man. Just keep me off the boards.
He's having a good time with the toys.
It's been a minute. I gotta get acclimated.
He's gonna hit every single sound on the thing.
Yes.
But yeah, Paradise, man, great show. I believe the first season was excellent, and the way it ended, I didn't know what direction they were gonna go in.
Yes.
But it's clear that nothing's safe.
We never really reviewed the first season. We were in between podcasts, I think. I love that ending where it was, they played the Phil Collins song. Yeah. But somebody else sang it. But, he's he was running through the bunker. Yeah. And then they made the big reveal that they're in a bunker, like in this mountain, and you're like, "What?" Yeah. So
let's go.
Yeah.
It's this show. I guess we need to start from the beginning because we didn't do a podcast on the first. So
right.
So for those of you who are unaware of the show in particular. This is...
And spoilers, because
we're going to spoil it.
Well, we just spoiled it, but my bad.
Sort of.
Yeah, I mean...
Sort of. I mean, without context, you really don't know. So
Right.
So this show really shines a light on, I guess, the sensibilities of the rich and powerful and the lengths they are willing to go to achieve any goals, be it for themselves personally or for whoever they claim to be helping, right? So, and so it kind of wavers in between. So the show is, it starts really crazy at the beginning of season 1 because it starts with the assassination of a president and you have no idea what direction it's going in as a result, because the first season is just this whodunit.
Right.
And a whodunit from the perspective of I guess in my mind, the main character, in everybody's mind, the main character, Sterling K. Williams. Is that his name? Sterling K.
Sterling K. Brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Why do I keep wanting to call
and he's
him
Xavier. He's Xavier in the show.
Yeah. And so he's Secret Service agent, and he's basically trying to figure out, who killed the president. But in so doing, I mean, and I guess I feel for the sake of this podcast, we will for this episode, we'll just explain basically what happened at the end of season 1. If you haven't seen it,
yes,
turn this off. But it turns out that they are in as Rose indicated, they're in a bunker underground that was made into there's a city of 25,000 people that was planned and built out at the behest of a billionaire tech company CEO.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it was built out because of an imminent extinction level event on Earth. And basically
due to climate change.
Yeah.
Right.
So billionaires
Interesting.
Billionaires don't want to die.
Interesting. Okay.
No matter what.
Right.
And so they will do all things within their financial power to prevent that from happening. So she, the billionaire, it's a she. Now that's a little different. That's because
we know
the
her
thought is, her name's Sinatra is her nickname.
That's her code name.
Her
I forgot.
Code name,
They reference her as Sinatra in the show, but her real name is something. They mentioned her real name, but she's known as Sinatra throughout the show. Yeah, they just use her
Samantha
code name.
is her real name.
Right, that's right.
But that's the code name. Yeah. So she had this bunker built, and there were a lot of things going on. But the bunker is like state of the art. It's a full city.
Right.
And basically, those who are in power are just kind of figureheads. They just look like they're running things, but in the background, it's the people with the money. Again.
Right.
What does that sound like to you?
Right. And I will say, I think that's what drew me into the show even more was that the background on how they gave you little taste of how the bunker was built through character development. So like they had one episode where it was just a group of guys, going down into the mountain and they're hitting all kinds of weird gases and all that stuff. And you see
the complexities that come with it.
The complexities and some of the decision making where they're like, life is expendable here because when this event happens, this needs to be ready. So if there's a little blood spilled,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's the cost of doing business.
Right. Which is frightening.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
But how they worked that into the story in season 1 was like flawless. Like down to like, there were characters that weren't main characters, but they drove the story for season 1.
Yes, they did.
And then even the reveals of those people, like the person that was a historian ended up.
Librarian. The librarian. So please watch season 1.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
Now, one thing we have to underscore here is the billionaire tech company CEO woman, Sinatra. A lot of what she does is also driven by a loss of her young son.
Right.
And she is having serious difficulty reconciling this. With this. She's traumatized and it drives her into some poor decision making. And so a lot of what she does is a result of her. I mean, she's in a pretty much constant state of depression.
Yes.
Because she lost her son Dylan.
But very focused because of that depression.
Very focused, right? She's like a functional depressed person,
right?
But all her energy is channeled in a very interesting direction. You know, it might not be in a direction that would be deemed as the right one.
You know something? I saw this video the other day, and they were talking about people that experience trauma. They gain what they call traumatic intelligence. And they start to be able, because they've gone through this trauma, their nervous system is trained to like pick up like vibes in the room and able to see things that other people don't see, like when groups of people get together and things like that, because they have been experiencing this trauma alone. I have related to that in some sense.
That's crazy. I've never heard that.
Yeah,
before.
But I thought that was interesting, and it seems to point to Sinatra and her character. Like,
that's a perfect depiction of what her character is, because of that. She's
very reserved, and she just observes people, and she's a person that's definitely 20 steps ahead of you.
Yes, and she's not like a violent villain.
Yeah, she's not a mustache twirler at all.
You want to some of the stuff that she does, you would categorize her as ruthless to a degree, but she doesn't really do a lot of money. Affords you the ability to have other people do the stuff that you have to do, and so she was able to manipulate many of the residents that are down there, because there's a sense of loyalty to her that people had because of her decision to rescue, quote unquote, these people from what was imminent death above ground.
Right.
And so she would take people who were pretty much a lost cause.
Right.
Up, on the surface.
Yes.
And give them opportunity to be somebody in the bunker.
Right.
And as a result, her influence and her resources allowed her to be able to move these people around like chess pieces and protect her and anyone else that she needed protected.
Right.
So the president that was installed in the bunker, like I said, those people, the government was just figureheads to keep people in a state where they felt like things were normal, like they were above ground. Yeah. I mean, they had artificial sun, and I mean, it was really weird. It looked like an above ground city. Like you saw the sky and looked, but it was just a projection.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Like,
well thought out.
Which actually speaks to like some real life things that people think. And like, if you're one of those people that believe you live in a simulation, this resonates with you.
Right.
Right. Whatever veil they have to put over you to make you feel as if everything is normal. Right.
Right.
That's what they were successful in doing, and they did it with her resources. So this is what this show is about.
Yeah. And one last thing, not last thing, but one thing that I wanted to point out, one strength of the show was the character development. And I think that has to do with the creator and the writer, Dan Fogelman. He did all the, This Is Us. He created This Is Us. And he was a guy that did all of, I think he got his start at like TV Guide. And he was doing all the like romantic comedy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he was kind of deemed that guy. And I feel like Paradise was kind of a response to his career, because everybody just said, well, you're just that guy. Right. You're the typecast as the This Is Us guy, having Sterling K cry on him every episode, which he's good at.
Right.
He shed a few tears in Paradise. He's really good at bringing
necessary
those
ones. I mean,
right, exactly.
But see, it's those stories that are necessary to bring this thing to life, right? Because it's so emotional when you're talking about deaths globally,
right?
And what that does, and the need for a psychologist to try to help counsel the people that are down in the bunker. And so that was another choice that she made. Like, imagine having being, and she's Dr. Tarabi is the psychologist in the show, but interestingly, she was the only one that she chose.
Sorry, had to let it out.
Sarah Shahi, I believe. Yeah, she's Dr. Tarabi. Yes, she's a phenomenal actress.
Yes, beautiful, intelligence,
and was the only one chosen down in that bunker of 25.
Yep.
25,000 people. So
right.
So this was very well thought out. So she knew she was actually charged with the responsibility of deciding who would be in the bunker as far as a community to restart.
Right.
So there was, I guess, this series of like interviews and evals and stuff like that to try to get people down there. So she was
a top psychologist.
Yeah, she knows more than more about everybody there than anybody, right? So, so she's an integral character in the show. Of course, Xavier's family.
Yes.
In the first season, he was separated from his wife. Because she didn't make it to the evacuation point to get everybody to the bunker. So
the extinction level event just popped off.
It just popped off.
Yeah, you didn't know when it was going to hit. We knew there was always warnings from a particular scientist that said, "Hey, when this happens, this super volcano that happens, it's going to kick off a chain of events that you are not prepared for."
Right.
So that's what prompted Sinatra into coming up with this whole thing. But the beauty of season 1 was you didn't get the reveal to the very end that hey, like this is where we are now. It has already happened. Like we were like, okay, well, how's this is this gonna happen in the future? And it's like, no, like when we get to the end of season 1, it's like, no, we're already here. It has already happened.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. And a lot of the episodes, like you were saying, like with the cast, and that's one thing I really respected about season 1 and this season we're talking about season 2. I kind of like that anthology style where they'll take an episode to develop a character and get you hooked on that character, and then when they go into the show, you feel a connection to that character whether they're evil, good, or indifferent.
Right.
You
get to decide a lot of times.
Right. So they do a really good job of doing that. And I think that's a shining thing for the show for me, outside of just the overall sci-fi nature of it.
Right. Because you have a lot of different characters to explore.
Right.
And it's easy to do in a situation because everybody's not going to handle this situation the same. And everybody has their own agenda.
Right.
Be it members of Secret Service, be it Xavier. His character arc is I got to find my wife. Because I was told, at the end of season 1, he was told, okay, your wife is actually alive still.
Correct.
And this is Sinatra telling him that because at this point, he was ready to kind of finish some people.
Yes, because he discovered the truth.
Yes,
right.
The truth about everything. And so he was just like, you know what, I'll spare you. I just need to, I'm going to thank you for telling, I won't say thank you, but he was like, okay, now I'm going to find my wife. That's my new purpose in life. And so season 2 kicks off where season 1 left off, where he got a plane because he was a pilot. Trained as a pilot, wasn't able.
That was a beautiful episode too.
Oh my god!
In season 1, where they flash back to his relationship with his dad,
but he had to protect his dad from protect him from himself,
right?
Because he still wanted to fly, even though he wasn't medically sound enough to do that anymore.
Yes. And he had to make that hard decision as a son.
Yeah,
to ground him.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, well played.
I cried on that episode. I'll be honest with you.
It was
rough. Yeah.
Tough. And then the compounded the fact that Sterling, I believe, he had to pivot away from a career as a pilot because of some condition he had.
Yes.
I mean, that's why he went into the Secret Service.
Correct.
But he did not let that stop him from getting in that plane that he found at the end of season 1 to find his wife. So he left the bunker to try to find his wife, and that's what we pick up. And man, it gets crazy.
Yeah. So it
gets crazy.
So that's the very end of season 1.
Right. So now, we find him crash landed. But this is after we are introduced to a character named Annie.
Yes.
Who was a doctor.
No,
training. She was in medical school.
A nurse, yeah.
And was
training.
Almost at the... She was
as a doctor, yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But, some bad things happened as a result of her. I guess she had issues.
Traumatic. Yeah. Her mom was sick.
Yeah, and she would see patients like that, and she would just kind of freak out.
Yeah.
And so as a result, she was like, maybe this isn't for me after having gotten right to the precipice of becoming a doctor. But then that's when they flash back. This is now they're showing her story before the extinction level event, and then it occurs as she's gone into another life as a tour guide at Graceland.
Let me touch on that for a second. If I'm not mistaken, how many episodes is it? It's 8. It's 8 episodes.
8,
I think they focused. We saw Sterling in episode 2, and I thought that was brave of them, because you start off this show coming off the high of season 1 with Xavier and the whole crew, and then all of a sudden you're on this one person that's in Memphis.
It was very Wire-like.
Correct. Exactly.
When they hit you with the docs after the first
season. And it's like, well, okay, we got to get you
introducing somebody else. But it tied together and then
we needed to introduce you to a whole crew.
Yes.
Including Link.
Yeah.
Which becomes a romantic interest for Annie. And it kicks off the season. Yeah. I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
Some people be like, I don't know what this is. I'm checking out.
Yeah, but you have to. But if you watch TV and you understand how a lot of these shows work, you got to be patient.
Right.
They're not just going to do that for nothing. Right.
Correct.
Unless you're just a terrible writer.
Right.
But yeah, her character ends up being, which is crazy, because you thought you were going to see her all the way through, and then come to find out, man, they just wanted you to see the type of person she was. Like, when that extinction level event popped off, she befriended an African-American woman that worked with her at Graceland.
Right.
And they were trapped there.
Yes.
As a result. And she and the black lady hurt herself pretty badly.
Yeah.
In
her leg. She broke her leg.
Yeah, and trying to seek shelter.
Right.
When the volcano went off. And so she was responsible for caring for her and keeping her, alive and stuff like that. So they really showed you just how good of a doctor she could have been.
Right.
Like, she was there.
Yes.
But she just kind of freaked out and just quit. But she's an excellent doctor. She kept her alive as long as she could. And sadly, her friend, that woman, she passed. And so now she's down there and holed up for years, actually, because remember they did a countdown.
2 years.
2 years in Graceland, because apparently there was enough food there, which was crazy to keep her. But it was just like kind of a bunch of canned food, nothing really. But she was making it work. And then, like you said, that's when we're introduced to Link and his crew.
Right.
These are people that are kind of like, if you're familiar with Walking Dead, they're the people that are above ground during the dystopian event, unfolding and stuff like that.
Right.
They're like a survival team, right? They're roaming around and doing whatever they can to survive, and they come across Graceland or whatever. And that's when they are introduced.
Right.
Like, they kick their way in. Now, granted, I was concerned because it was all dudes. I was very concerned about Annie's safety when they all kicked in the door, and it was all dudes. Because, typically in stories like that, the guys
are deplorable.
Because there's been no women, and I was very afraid.
I was very afraid too.
But
they were some good dudes,
real good dudes,
cooking bacon for breakfast
and cooking, and like I said, the youngest, but what seemed to have been the leader of them all, which we found out later on, because this guy's mad intelligent, like mad smart,
right,
on another level smart, like
right.
Yeah, we find that out, but. Of course, they become romantically involved, and a child is the result of that. But Annie dies at childbirth, which was sad.
Yes.
Because at this point, Xavier has crashed his plane, and he's gone through all kind of hell. And
then let's go ahead and introduce, for the sake of time, when Xavier, before he crashed, he started experiencing these weird. There's these weird they feel like flashbacks. They haven't explained it yet, but that becomes a thread in this particular.
And part of the reason why he really couldn't fly planes and stuff like that. Remember, he was. Remember, he had to drop out. Like I was saying earlier, he was. What was the condition that they said he had? That he said he had, that he couldn't pursue a life as a pilot?
It was something basic. It wasn't anything.
It wasn't anything like that. Okay.
No,
I thought it was something like that.
Because he crashed because there was because of all the climate change and all that stuff.
Yes.
There were certain areas that were really bad.
Yeah.
The weather was really bad. The clouds.
Yeah, the Earth has been changed.
Yes.
But sometimes it goes through these phases that will make you believe that, okay, everything's cool.
Yeah, we're good.
But it is known that it ain't.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's just
going to
really be bad. And it's going to be this from here on out. So that's going to be the survival story for any subsequent seasons.
Right.
Weathering the new kinds of storms that occur on Earth.
Right.
But yeah, he crashed his plane as a result, and then Annie found him. And they became friends, which I didn't know that it looked like it was going to be kind of contentious at first.
Right.
But of course, they became friends, and he was there at the time, helping her deliver the baby. But she loses her life in birthing the child.
Right.
And so now he's walking around like the Mandalorian.
Right.
With a baby.
Right.
And trying to find his
baby
wife.
Annie. Yes. Yes. Because he didn't have a name.
He didn't have a name.
He never got a name.
Baby Annie.
Yeah.
So he's walking around with baby Annie.
Still looking for his wife.
Right. Now, Link has already revealed that to his girlfriend, Annie, before she died. Look, we finna find this bunker. We heard it's a bunker.
Right.
And we're going to go.
In Colorado.
We're going.
Right.
Come with me. And she was like, nah. Well, she acted like she was, and then the day it was time to go, she locked herself in a room and wouldn't come out. And so his team was like, we can't wait for her. We got to go. And so he left her. They've separated. So now my man is bummed out. But they're on their way to the bunker. So now we got two stories now.
Yeah.
Right? We got this story, and then we still got Xavier who need to find his wife.
And we're not going to hit every intricacy.
No.
Because it's so much.
Too much, man. It's just so much.
But, I mean, he ends up finding his wife.
Finds his wife.
But even that story was...
That story with the mailman.
Right.
Bruh, the mailman.
Yeah. And I love how they spend at least half an episode with certain characters to kind of set it up.
Yeah.
And set up the situation. But basically, you get to see the moments right after the super volcano erupts and everything starts going crazy in the world. And you see how the mailman and his friend
lived before. Yeah,
I forgot his name. He had a funny name.
His game and homie. Yeah.
I forgot his name, but so they were prepping, for doomsday pretty much.
Yep.
And then there's even a thing with the kid, like there's a small kid that he would deliver the mail, and this kid, his parents were
terrible. Yeah.
They were drug addicts.
Yeah, and he was always
they would just
left
leave the kid
alone and wouldn't care for him, so he took him in.
He took him in, and then that was the vehicle for Xavier's wife. Her name's Teri. So Teri sees the kid with this guy, and it's like, I don't trust that guy right now, the mailman.
Right.
So I'm gonna protect this kid. So I'm gonna go with them because things are just going crazy. And this guy is saying, hey, he has shelter. So I'm gonna protect this kid.
Right.
Which, again, character development, because she's Xavier has, and this is beautiful, man, because Xavier takes the responsibility of taking care of this baby.
Right.
And walking through the wilderness with this baby.
Right.
And then you see the parallel with Teri practically being a mom to this kid.
Like kid that's not hers.
Yeah, and I thought that was a beautiful, and especially just being a black man, to see a black family take somebody else in that's not even their race, and taking them in and going, hey, I'm gonna make sure you're good. And I think psychologically that says some things too. I don't know if that was intentionally written in there, but we are a people that are very supportive, and will offer help.
Yes.
Even though we don't get acknowledged for that.
Right. And it doesn't have to be extinction level stuff happening either.
Correct.
It's like, but especially now. Right. It's like there's really no choice now.
Yeah. So anyway, like, there's a lot of events that happen around the mailman. Ultimately, I think just a point, like, there's so many things we can touch on, but just for the sake of getting through that, because there's like we would have a 3 hour.
Way too much. You're right.
Yeah, we would have to do like a part 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But we'll just
by then you would have watched the show.
Yeah, for sure.
You had watched the show already. So,
but what was brilliant about the writing with the mailman? He was a good dude,
but he wasn't.
But when he met Teri, his motivations totally flipped, because he fell in love, and he was like,
"I'll do whatever."
I met the love of my life,
right?
And she's like, "I'm not.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
But we can't do that.
My husband, it might still be alive out there. I'm gonna. Sure. This will never happen."
Right. And the mailman said, "I'm gonna make it happen."
Yeah. So and everybody that's watched the show knows what happened there. And I just thought that was the way that they flipped it, because the whole time you're thinking he's a good dude, but his friend was deplorable. But it was actually the reverse. I love that.
It's crazy.
That is masterful writing.
Talking about pulling the rug out in front of you, man. We hated that other guy.
Right.
No.
Right.
No, man.
Yeah.
He was a stand-up dude.
And then you actually, to a degree, and I'll say a small degree, you feel sorry for the mailman, because everything just happened so fast, and he was so wrapped up in his emotions that he was making bad decisions. That
seems to be a theme, though, man.
That where lives are lost.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like people get traumatized but focused, because the mailman was focused as well.
Right. Right. And even though she told him no, he was like, well, I'm going to create a situation where she's just always around. Always in my life. And which is just as bad.
That's real crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, Xavier saves her from that.
Yeah.
Magically, there's a train. There was some, of course, the military
always a survival group. There's always a group of people.
Yeah, but apparently the government had this like secret fuel. I kind of
stockpile somewhere, man.
Yeah, and I was like, okay,
the train to the bunker.
You got to get the train. You got to get to the bunker fast from Atlanta. So I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Yeah. But anyway, Link is already at the bunker, because they had a huge head start. Yeah. And then Xavier and Teri and most of that crew gets to the bunker, and just everything ensues, because everybody's trying to get into this bunker.
Yes.
And then it's funny, we don't see Sinatra till maybe episode 4 or 5.
See, it gets real, because when we do get back to her, we find out that she's trying to buy this company from this really smart guy. We don't know what kind of company it is until later.
Yeah.
But he says, no, I'm not selling.
Right.
She really wants this company.
Mm-hmm.
And then, she had a dude and my man Billy, and they flash back. Billy was her strong man, her hit man. I need something. Get it done. Right. So it's one of them things.
Even though she didn't know that's what she was asking for, he was like, I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
You're a rookie right now.
She kind of did.
She did.
Hit man.
Yeah.
Right? Because she would always send him out. And she would send him to the surface.
He provided plausible deniability.
He did do that.
Yes.
He kept her hands clean.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. So I need that company. Come to find out, this company is dealing in quantum physics. And now we're opening up a can of a whole bunch of stuff now.
Right.
It's going down. And they introduce the CEO of this company who is trying to be strong armed by basically saying, go ahead and sign over this company or
right.
He pretty much let him know
who's the dude from Sicario?
Hey,
sign the paper.
I'm gonna kill you if you don't sign this paper.
Right, sign the paper.
So, come to find out, man, the CEO is talking about, his company and the guy that he met that he's never seen as a guy as smart as this guy. Mm-hmm. And he brought him in as a partner in this quantum mechanics company or whatever.
Right.
And come to find out, we didn't realize who Link was all this time. Come to find out it's him.
Right.
His name's Dylan.
Yes.
And that's the son, the name of the son that Sinatra lost.
Right.
Exactly 26 years. He's 26 years old, and this happened 26 years prior. Whatever.
Right.
And so now we're like, wait a minute.
And while all this is happening, I think there were moments where, the moment where Dylan or Link meets Sinatra, he starts having that weird flashback, like my head hurts kind of thing, my nose bleeding or whatever. Same thing Xavier experienced when he was in the plane. And then Xavier keeps having these flashbacks where he sees Link Dylan in front of him. So it's, you can see that they're playing with time in some kind of way.
There's some weird
stuff happening.
Because it's revealed,
not explained, really.
It's revealed that Dylan/Link has created this
super
quantum, this quantum computer that is in a complete, that we find out later has been housed in a completely separate bunker from the bunker that they made a bunker for this.
Right. They made
computer.
2 bunkers. Yes.
And we had no idea. And so Sinatra is obsessed with this computer.
Right.
And they ended the season really not letting us know what that computer is capable of.
I forgot the name of the computer because it was the
CEO of the quantum company.
His wife died
because his wife died.
Right.
He made, what was the name of that? It was a woman's name because we kept saying, who in the world is that? Who is that name? What was the name of that computer? Anyway, it was named after his wife.
Yeah, I'll find it.
And man, we didn't know what that was. And so now the theories abound about the multiple timelines and who's alive in what timeline and how is Dylan dead here, but he's alive here. And I'm not even, it doesn't make clear that Dylan realizes that he is who he is. It didn't seem like, it seemed more like Samantha knew for a fact that was her son, but he not knowing that that's his mom. Which is making the audience,
it's
gotta be 2 different timelines.
Right.
Gotta be. But we didn't get all we got as a culmination. And I say all we got, but we got the complete destruction of the bunker.
Right.
As a result of these freedom fighters led by Link and others. Mm-hmm. And with the help of Xavier.
Right.
I mean, it went to, and now we're thinking, okay, there's no bunker anymore. Right. There's one left, but there's only, nobody knows about that one.
Right.
So now it seems like season 3 is going into how we all going to survive above ground now. Because they were all above ground at the end,
Right.
It's going to be on some Walking Dead type of stuff now.
Well, they're trying to make their way to the bunker, the new bunker.
Yeah, the one with the computer in it.
Yeah, because Sinatra told Xavier, "Hey, you
got the key. Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
you got the juice now."
Yeah.
Oh, the computer's name is Alex.
Alex. Yes.
Yeah.
Because her name was Alexandria.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then they even played with Xavier. A lot of people call him X.
Yes.
And the card that she gives him that I guess interfaces with Alex has an X, access. Specifically has an X in it. And she was like, oh, Xavier is a person I need to give this card to.
Yeah. Which blew my mind. Like,
which also raises a bunch of questions too. Yeah. It's like she knows about things, but she doesn't know.
Right.
But then she's convinced that, yes, this has happened. Yeah. This is why this happened. And it's like...
It's getting very, very, very compelling, right? Because when you start playing with quantum physics, it gets crazy. When you get in all that superposition talk and multiple versions of you and... Bruh, it's getting crazy. But they didn't even go into it. The entire show, after having revealed revealed Alex... was basically the slow demise of the bunker.
Correct.
Next season, because I was like, man, when are you going to answer these questions about Dylan and his origin? And
we'll find out.
That's next hopefully. Season. It's not this. It wasn't this one.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, this show, very well written.
Yeah, I can't wait for season 3. It's already been greenlit, of course.
I can't imagine that.
Because it's pulling good numbers. Like, Paradise is doing pretty well.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's appointment viewing for me. Like, I can't sit and wait for it to... You know, I have friends that wait for seasons to become complete, and then they'll just binge the whole thing.
Yeah.
I can't do that with Paradise. I can't do it.
And they only made us wait a year. Between
Correct.
Seasons, man.
Right.
I'm all about that because we live in an age where you'll get the 2.5 year hiatus, man, before you get another. Mm-hmm. And by then, I've forgotten what's happened.
And maybe with TV shows, it's a lot. I don't want to say forgiving, but most of the sets are already pretty much done. Yeah, I'm assuming this second bunker is probably going to look like a version of. Mm-hmm. They'll probably just change a couple of things.
It should be less. It's expansive because this bunker doesn't have to house 25,000 people. Because really, honestly, how many did
that
they get everybody out of the city?
Right?
Did they get because
they got everybody out of the city?
Was massive.
Yeah.
I hope that bunker is big enough because remember everybody had homes and
and cars and they had Rivians. Yeah.
Well, you needed those,
right?
Because you had no fuel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show's amazing.
Yeah.
And I love how they have these, they don't really have, like, it's going to be interesting to see who the antagonist is. Sinatra was the antagonist.
She was that, but then she kind of pivoted to where you were almost rooting for a little bit.
Slightly.
But slightly is
but
still
she did go down with
big,
the ship.
Yeah, with a much larger, I mean, before, you hated her guts from every ounce of her, right? Yeah. But this time, she was kind of like, okay, she's trying to help Xavier, and it was
only until she sees Dylan.
Yes,
that's when it kind of turned.
Yes,
but like even her facial expression, was like, I hate her. She had that look on her face, like
But his death was to what turned her into a crazy person on the evil side. So now, you got to see glimpses of the type of person she could be when everything in her world is normal,
quote unquote. Yes,
quote unquote normal. Normal being the life of my child. Right. That's it.
And they did some imaginative, like when everything was like blowing up around her. It's like Dylan was there, with her, and that was kind of eerie too,
right? Because nothing really mattered,
right?
Everything could crumble,
right?
But I'm good.
Yes.
Which tells you, doesn't matter how much money you have.
Right.
It just, there's always a void.
Yes.
That is unfillable by resources and wealth and, you know what I mean? Right. And so I think that was the message, that I got from it.
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
Let me talk, and I'm doing this for comedic effect, but the one thing that cracks me up is, so in season 1, Xavier thought his wife was dead.
Yeah.
And he has a he forms a relationship with Gabriella Tarabi, which is a psychologist, and she's trying to help him. And I think she has an affinity for him, and they ended up,
he thought his wife was gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So they ended up connecting, connecting
man, If you've seen the doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Steamy shower scene, they made sure you caught all of it.
That's right.
And so when season 2 came around and here comes Xavier with his wife and they meet for the first time.
The memes are hilarious.
Gosh, the look on his face was like, oh, I got to go.
he was like, hey, this
Teri,
is the
Dr. Sharabi.
This is my wife.
Eyes bucked.
Wife.
Don't say nothing.
My wife.
Don't say nothing, I'll kill you. That's basically what the look said.
Look,
hey, don't do this to me.
The memes are hilarious, bro.
Yeah, his eyes were like extra bucked wide.
Like that's going to be another story because Dr. Sharabi ain't letting that go.
Right.
Oh man, she got some feelings, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
She might be a home wrecker.
Didn't want to be. She wasn't trying to be.
She didn't want to be, but I bet season 3.
And Teri is pretty intelligent. She's pretty intuitive. She's like,
I mean, the black women, man, black women be knowing, bro.
Yeah,
black women be knowing something.
Xavier, what you do?
What you doing? What you doing?
What you doing?
Why she acting like that? What? She just grinning on your face. What she smiling for? What she smiling for?
Right.
So, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting side story.
Yeah, and then Jane's side story.
Jane is crazy.
Yeah. Jane was a Secret Service.
Yeah.
And we won't rehash what happened in season 1.
She was the new Billy.
Right.
Putting in that work.
Basically. Yeah.
Putting in that work.
And they even developed her character. Like her episode was amazing.
You found out kind of why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
You be killing folk.
Excellent show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good TV happening now.
Yeah, it is.
Paradise.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Daredevil season 3.
Oh, we can't wait.
Season 2. Sorry.
We can't wait.
I'm already on season 3.
MCU, baby.
Yeah. Marvel's back on street
TV.
level. Yeah.
On TV.
Yeah, on TV.
On TV.
Yeah.
Because in the movies, it's boo-boo.
Yeah, and I will say, this summer, there's a lot of movies coming out.
Yeah.
A lot of smaller movies that I'm excited about. God Is. I don't know if he's Starling K is in that one.
I've seen that.
That looks interesting. Yeah. Yeah, all black cast pretty much.
That looks nuts.
The Furious. That's kind of like the Raid. The guys from the Raid. Yeah. Dude's gonna do everything in his power to get his daughter back.
Oh, dude, didn't be them crazy movies.
Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff. Spider-Man: Brand New Day. There's
Doom.
And Doom 3. Yes. And then Doomsday.
Boo.
Okay. Well.
Doomsday.
That's our cue.
Get that Doom out of it. Get that Dr. Doom. Hey, you heard it here first. Doomsday gonna be trash. Thank y'all for tuning in. We love y'all.
Let that slide in.